If you are using Claude with one-line prompts, you are probably leaving most of its power unused. Anthropic actually has an official prompt engineering tutorial that shows how to prompt Claude properly. And when I applied that structure, the result changed completely. Claude became less generic, more specific, and much better at giving me the exact output I wanted. So today, I'm going to test that process in a real workflow for you, so that you don't have to spend hours rewriting AI outputs from scratch. Before we jump into the video, make sure to subscribe to the AI Fire channel. On this channel, we break down practical AI workflows, prompt engineering techniques, and real examples you can use in your work. Now, let's start the test. Test setup. We'll ask Claude to create a 60-second YouTube short script about using AI to generate content ideas. First, I'll use a basic prompt. Then I'll improve it round by round, using the same core prompting principles from the Claude team. By the end, we'll turn a generic AI draft into a production-ready script with voiceover, on-screen text, and visual suggestions. Here is the test scenario. We want Claude to create a YouTube short script about this topic, how to use AI to create 30 content ideas in 5 minutes. The target audience is beginner creators, YouTubers, and TikTok creators. The final script should start with a strong hook, show the exact AI prompt, explain why the prompt works, include 3 example ideas, include the AI Fire CTA, and end with a required like and subscribe line. Round 1. For the first round, we use the weakest version. This prompt has no structure. Claude may write something like this. The output is not terrible, but it is very generic. It says AI can help, but it does not show a real workflow. Before writing the next prompt, here is the exact structure we will follow. 1. Task and text tells Claude what expert role it should take. Without a role, Claude may write like a general assistant. With a role, Claude knows what standard to follow. 2. Tone context. Tone context tells Claude how the output should sound. Claude can write in many styles: formal, casual, hype-driven, academic, funny, or professional. If we do not define the tone, the output may not fit the video. 3. Background data and images. Background data and images gives Claude the information it needs before creating the output. Claude cannot create the targeted video script if it does not know who the video is for or what the video should teach. 4. Detailed rules tell Claude the exact requirements the final answer must follow. This is where the output becomes controlled. Without rules, Claude may create something decent but incomplete. 5. The samples show Claude what a good output looks like. Claude learns better when it sees a pattern. Examples help it understand your standard, style, and preferred structure. 6. Conversation history. Conversation history gives Claude context from previous work, brand style, audience expectations, or earlier decisions. This helps Claude write in a way that matches the channel instead of creating a random generic video. 7. Immediate task description or request. This tells Claude exactly what to do right now. A long prompt can contain a lot of context. The immediate request makes the final action clear. 8. Think step by step. This gives Claude a visible working process to follow. This does not need to mean asking Claude to reveal hidden reasoning. In this script, it means giving Claude a clear creation checklist. 9. Output formatting. Output formatting tells Claude exactly how to organize the answer. A good output is not only about quality, it also needs to be easy to review, copy, record, and edit. 10. Prefilled response. Prefilled response starts Claude's answer with the exact format you want. When the prompt is long, Claude may still start with unnecessary explanation. Prefilling helps it begin directly in the right structure. Okay, let's move to round 2. In this round, we will add task context, tone context, background data and images, and immediate task description or request. Task context tells Claude the role. You are an expert short-form video scriptwriter for an AI education channel. Tone context tells Claude how to write. Use a clear, energetic, beginner-friendly tone. Background data gives Claude a topic, audience, problem, and promise. For example, the video is about using AI to create 30 content ideas in 5 minutes. The audience is beginner creators, YouTubers, and TikTok creators. The problem is that they run out of content ideas. The promise is to show them a simple AI prompt they can copy. Immediate task description or request is to write a 60-second YouTube short script. Now Claude understands what it is creating, who it is creating for, and how the script should sound. This version is better. Claude knows the expert role, tone, topic, target audience, and promise, but it still lacks some requirements for the video. For example, I'd like Claude to explain everything in more details. Add a call to action to subscribe to AI Fire before the video starts, and I wouldn't Claude to overpromise anything. So to make sure everything aligns, we will head to round 3. Now we add detailed rules, think step by step, and output formatting. The rules tell Claude exactly what the script must include. We tell it to start with a strong hook. Show the exact AI prompt. Explain why the prompt works. Include 3 example content ideas. Add a subscribe CTA for AI Fire before the tutorial. And with the line, please remember to like and subscribe if you find this video useful. We also tell Claude to avoid advanced jargon, avoid overpromising, stay under 60 seconds, and make the script easy to read aloud. Think step by step gives Claude a creation process. First, identify the viewer's pain point. Then write the hook. Then add the AI Fire CTA. Show the exact prompt. Explain why it works. Show 3 example ideas. Then end with the required CTA. Then we have output formatting. Output formatting tells Claude exactly how to structure the answer. In this case, we ask Claude to return everything inside tags. Then inside those tags, Claude must organize the result into 4 parts. Section tells us which part of the video we are working on. Voiceover tells us what the host should say. On-screen text tells us what text should appear in the video. Visual suggestion tells the editor what to show on screen. This makes the output much easier to use because it is no longer just a script, it becomes a simple production plan. And this is especially useful when you want to integrate AI output into another workflow. For example, you can ask Claude to return the result inside specific tags, like how I put this final script, or in a structured format like JSON. That way, the output is easier to copy, organize, parse, or send into other software systems. Now Claude includes subscribe CTA, the actual prompt, example outputs, and final like and subscribe line. This will be our final round. In round 4, we add the final layer, which are examples, conversation history, and prefill response. This is the advanced prompting guide from the Anthropic team, and it's the key to turning Claude from a basic chatbot into a real AI assistant for your workflow. Here is where the prompt turns the output from a normal script into a production-ready video plan. First, we add examples. Examples help Claude understand the quality standard. If we only say, write a strong hook, Claude may still write something generic. So we show the difference. The strong hook sounds like, stop asking ChatGPT for random ideas, use this prompt instead. A weak hook sounds like, today I will show you how AI can help content creators. Now Claude has a clearer idea of the style we want. Next, we add brand context. This tells Claude what AI Fire content usually feels like. AI Fire videos teach practical AI workflows for creators, founders, marketers, and beginners. So the script should feel direct, useful, easy to copy, and workflow focused. Finally, we add prefill response. We give Claude the opening tag like this. This pushes Claude to start directly in the format we want. So instead of beginning with something like, sure, here is your script, Claude starts immediately with the final structured output. With the final prompt, Claude has produced a structured, production-ready script. This is the output we wanted. Now Claude is no longer giving a generic script. It gives us a structured short-form video script with a hook, subscribe CTA, exact AI prompt, explanation, example outputs, on-screen text, visual suggestions, and the required ending line. Now let's talk about hallucinations. A hallucination happens when Claude gives an answer that sounds confident, but the information is not actually supported. This usually happens when the prompt is too vague, the context is missing, or the model feels pressured to answer, even when it does not have enough evidence. So if you want more reliable answers, you need to give Claude safety rules. The first rule is simple. Tell Claude to say, I don't know when it does not know. For example, you can add, if you do not have enough information, say, I don't know based on the provided context. The second rule is confidence control. Tell Claude to answer only if it is very confident. For example, only give a final answer if you are highly confident. If the evidence is unclear, say what information is missing. The third rule is to have Claude think before answering. This does not mean we need a long hidden reasoning section. It means we gave Claude a simple process to follow before the final response. For example, first, review the information. Then identify what is supported. Then identify what is missing. Finally, answer only based on the supported information. This makes the response more careful. The fourth rule is source grounding. If Claude is working with a long document, ask it to find relevant quotes first, then ask it to answer using those quotes. For example, find the most relevant quotes from the document first, then answer using only those quotes as evidence. This is one of the best ways to reduce hallucinations because Claude has to connect the answer back to the source. So the main idea is simple. Do not let Claude guess freely. Give it rules for uncertainty, confidence, reasoning, and evidence. A weak prompt usually creates a generic result. A strong prompt gives Claude a complete workflow. When the workflow is clear, the output becomes more specific, more useful, and easier to turn into a real piece of content. Of course, you don't have to write something like this every time you want to ask Claude something simple, but it will be extremely helpful if you need Claude help in complicated tasks. Please give us a like and subscribe if you think this video is useful. Thank you and see you next time on AI Fire.